Okay, testing, testing, one, two, three. Let's make sure that the audio is working. Okay. I went to record something and it was using the wrong microphone the other day, so I figured it's prudent to always check the audio. All right, good. And my Stream Elements thing didn't repeat the same thing from last week. All right, glorious. And then let's see here. I'm not expecting everybody to be able to show up because I know that TwitchCon is still going on. It's like wrapping up. Pillbilly, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing today? Let's go, says Pillbilly. Barney of the Rubble says, Devil goes down to Georgia. Hey, wait. That command didn't even trigger anything. Hold on. The bot's not on. All right. Pillbilly says, good. How are you? I'm doing mostly okay. Can't really complain for the most part. I mean, I can, but I know it doesn't really necessarily think that it'll do any good. And honestly, complaining all the time isn't really good for your personal health. So I'm gonna not complain all the time. But no, I mean, I don't know. I'd say everything's going well for the most part. Um, I think I've applied to over like 100 jobs since I became unemployed, but still trucking on at the moment for the professional work. All right, I think. Let me double check the bot. Okay, the bot is now on. Excellent. And then Charlie's Beats, welcome in. How's it going? Good to see you. Let's do the eyes. Boom. Okay. And then oh yeah, I have the card over here. The eyes. I'm curious as to what the command would have. I'm guessing that Barney's command would have put the Devil's Elevator into the queue. So let's give it a try. Oh, cannot find the specified trick. Interesting. All right. Let's do Devil goes down to Georgia. I'm just curious how. I know if I do trick TR Devil, it'll probably do Devil's Elevator. Did it rate limit me? It didn't. I typed too fast for the bot. There must be a way for me to like disregard it. Oh no, it chose Little Devil. Interesting. Oh, that's right. I have two things with Devil. Wait, do I have more than one? Devil. Oh yeah, those are the only two. I mean, Little Devil's pretty much a good a good one to go with because I haven't done it for a while. It looks like I haven't done it in 3 months on stream, so that's not bad. Charlie's Beats is gonna get TR Devil in there. Oh, other Devil. No, because the other one's called Devil's Elevator, so that one might be like TR Devil's apostrophe S. Jimmy Page, welcome in. How's it going? I think you saw my notes, Jimmy. I did DM you on Discord. So anyway, hopefully you got a chance to check it out, and hopefully it was all satisfactory. But yeah, this is a good time to request Devil stuff because it is October, so the Halloween will be coming up in a couple weeks actually. So Jimmy said, "Yeah, thanks so much. Really helped. Awesome. I'm glad I helped, Jimmy." All right, cool. But yeah, just to fill you in a little bit, Jimmy, a lot of the times that I'm learning new tricks now, I'm basically just watching performances and then reverse engineering the trick. I found that if I just treat it like a puzzle, I remember the tricks better most of the time. So that's kind of like my process. So watching the trick, I watched like, so Jimmy sent me this trick to watch last week. I watched it, I think, on Tuesday or something. But I watched it and I'm like, huh, because so one of the tips is if you know where a trick is going, one of the things that magicians will do is that we won't disclose where the trick is going to people who don't know where it's going. But for us to figure out the trick, it's sometimes easier to start at the end and work backwards. But I was working backwards and I'm like, there's something going on here. And I had to meticulously track very closely on two videos because three of the videos used cards that were identical. And I'm like, oh, so like, four jokers, you can't really tell them apart. But there were two videos that used different cards. And I was like, okay, let me write down all of these cards. And I'm like, they're using my tactic of using similar looking cards. And I'm like, gotcha. Well, very well done. No, I'm perfect reverse engineered just by watching it. Yeah, I mean, not it was like I said, 5 videos, but yeah, there is a method to my madness. The problem is reverse engineering a trick with one performance, and there's some secret stuff that isn't easily discernible. Usually, if I have two or three, I can figure it out, or at least do something similar or close enough to it that it's okay. But anyway, where was I? Oh yes. So let's see. We have a request for me to warm up with, and it is Little Devil. Oh, this will probably help if you guys see magic screen. Um, let's see here. What should we use? Let's use the red sixes and nines because I see three of them right here. Boom. And then we will need, let's see, who's going to be our the person who is put into hell multiple times today. Let's let's have the Joker. The Joker will get put into hell multiple times for the purposes of this trick. All right, so first things first, we have our four sixes and nines that are red. I just use them because at certain angles it'll look like 666, and it's called Little Devil. I'm doing this a little bit backwards because I'll normally do Devil's Elevator first, and this is like a portable version of Devil's Elevator, but that's okay. We'll do it in the other order. So I'm gonna leave the Joker over here just for a second, and we're gonna go ahead and show you that we've got the four red sixes and nines over here, and we're going to go ahead and place the Joker here in the second level of hell. But first, second, third, fourth, fifth. But if you know the trick already, we're going to get the Joker out from the levels of hell just by snapping, and that will bring our Joker up to the topmost level of hell, and then they can escape. And so they've been able to escape, but the devil's like, no, no, you can't escape like that. And so they're going to go ahead and call the Joker back and place him in the third level of hell. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. And they're going to call them back. But if we snap, they're going to go ahead and get in the elevator, get to the topmost level, because take a look. And so they run off and try to escape from hell once again. However, the devil's like, no, no, you got to come back. And now it's going to put them in the fourth level of hell, first, second, third, fourth. And they're just going to get lost down there, but they find the maintenance elevator, they get into it, they snap, and they go ahead and get. Wait a second. We didn't wait long enough. I don't know if you can tell, because now they're here. However, we are going to go ahead and now have. Oh, thanks for getting everything ready, Chan. And Chan, welcome in. How's it going? Um, some people believe that there are some shenanigans afoot. Into that, I would say you're watching a sleight of hand card magic stream. So we're going to put the devil's going to call the Joker back and put them in the fifth level of hell. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. However, if we just give them a second, They will find the elevator, they'll get into it, we snap, and the elevator appears at the uppermost level, and now they can escape. Hell. And that, my friends, is Little Devil. Let's see. Jimmy says, is folding a card in your arsenal of sleight of hand? I recently saw a video and that method was new to me and seems highly advanced. Well, it depends on what you're asking for, Jimmy, but we can talk about those in a second. But, oh. All right, we also have the Devil's Elevator coming up as well. So we will also do that one. So hold on, let me prep for that one, and then we'll answer Jimmy's question. Let me see here. Let's use the, normally I would use the 2, 3, 4, 5, but we'll use the 2, 3, 4, and ace because that's going to represent Charlie's beats because that was technically Charlie's request, but I put it in the queue, so. Okay, all right, so. Let's see. Felden Kane, welcome in. How's it going? You know, now's a good time to probably welcome everybody. And say, oh, you know what I didn't do? Sorry, my fault. I even pasted it, but I did not actually send it, so I just sent it to my own Discord. That's okay. Everybody only missed one trick. I did Little Devil, so it's okay. So let's see. Felden Kane says, hello. Oh, sorry. Felden Kane says, hi, hey everyone. Hi now. Good to see you. All right, good to see you too, Felden King. Hopefully you're doing well. And then welcome in Chan the Magic Man. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. And then welcome in Jimmy Page, Charlie's Beats, Barney of the Rubble, and Pillbilly. All right. So let's also do shout outs right now. Guys, if you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats, please give Charlie's Beats a follow. If you're not following our friend Chan the Magic Man, our friend and mod Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan a follow. And then if you're not giving our friend Felden Kane a follow, please give Felden Kane a follow. I'm trying to figure out where I put my Felden Kane. I know I have them. I even showed them on stream. Where did I put them? Here they are. Felden Kane. Boom. So we have the Magic the Gathering ones, and then we have the Felden Kane signed card in the Twitch deck as well. Anyway, good to see everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I understand that some people might not be able to make it tonight because TwitchCon is still going on right now, and so obviously I don't know if anybody has been here around long enough to know that I love going to conventions. I've had to juggle them a few times a year, and then balance between finances and time off. And right now, if you guys didn't know, I'm currently unemployed, so plenty of time off. But then that means I have to juggle the finances side. But yeah, I kind of already made the decision not to go to this year's, but I'm seeing some videos, not videos. I'm seeing some people like talk about it, and one of the magicians, not one of the Twitch magicians that's in our circle of Twitch magicians, but another Twitch magician. I did meet him in Las Vegas in 2023, and he's performing twice this weekend, or he performed twice this weekend. So Magic by Tyler, if anybody is interested in giving him a follow. Seemed like a cool guy. I didn't really get a chance to hang out with him or talk with him that much, but he performed twice this year at TwitchCon. So I only verify only based on the schedule, so I don't know what he did, but I did get word of mouth from GipsonLens that he performed. So, all right, let's see. So Jimmy Page asks, is folding a card in your arsenal of sleight of hand? I recently saw a video and the methods were new to me and seems highly advanced. So when you said folding a card, there are three things. GipsonLens, welcome in. How's it going, Bert? Hopefully you're having fun at TwitchCon. I mean, look, you don't have to be here if you know that you look, are you still there? Are you traveling back? Are you actually at the airport? I don't know what your situation is. But yeah, TwitchCon is I think still going on, maybe ending, or the schedule might have ended like not too long ago. There might be still like after party stuff as far as I know. But also, guys, you're not following our friend and mod GipsonLens. Please give GipsonLens a follow. But all right, so let me see. Jimmy Page asked about folding cards. So there's three things that I think about as far as like folding cards are concerned. The first one is if you're thinking about folding cards for a card to impossible location situation, Mercury fold. I'm aware of it. I don't do it. Also, practicing card folding is expensive in the fact that you will basically destroy cards each time you attempt the fold. So there's the folding of a card for the purposes of a card trick called Torn and Restored. So you tear a card and then you restore it full back to full. And then there's folding a card just for the purposes of like a one time, but it's like a temporary bend and not like a full fold that you might see in like an ambitious card routine. So these are like the three things that came to mind when you asked about folding a card. I do the ambitious card one, and I've done Torn and Restored on my YouTube channel, but I don't really do them during stream. And I've tried doing it once on stream, and it was pretty bad. By once, I mean I think I tried it like three times, and I'm like, looks like everybody in chat said looked sus, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. But anyway, let's see. Felden Kane says, thank you very much for the shout out. You're welcome, Felden Kane. My pleasure. I know that everybody who streams puts in lots of time and hard work. I want to make sure that everybody who wants a shout out gets a shout out. So long as you're cool. For the most part, everybody who comes in is cool. There's some people who've not behaved very cool, but I mean, just behave like a normal person. It'd be fine. Like, all right. So, and then we got, oh yeah, now we've got Gibson Eyes, a bunch of Gibson Eyes in chat now. So here we go. Gibson Eyes. All right. And now, will I mess it up? I should have a poll. Will Nam mess up the snap change this week? All right. That looked a little sus, which is what these eyes are. Not the best, but it was more passable than some. All right. Let's try that again. All right. We're going to go from sus eyes. I remember last week I had one of these upside down. And so I went from boom to the upside down one. Sus eyes to regular eyes. All right. I didn't actually hit on the snap, but I think that was okay. That one looked better, I think. Nurgle Sloth, welcome in, Nurgle Sloth. How are you doing? Welcome in. This looks like your first time chatter. Hopefully you're doing well. If you're comfortable with sharing, let me know how you heard about the stream or how you found me. GibsonLens says, I'm still here. Going to Twitch Music after party soon. Awesome. Enjoy the after party. Definitely. I saw GibsonLens post like 2 or 3 food pictures. And I was like, all right, he took some. And then let's see. Felden Kane says, hi. Jimmy Page says, the one I was watching was where they fold it for a transpo. Okay. For the keyboard grinder. Welcome in, the keyboard grinder. How's it going? Let's see if we can get a shout out for the keyboard grinder. Thank you for shouting out the keyboard grinder, Chan the Magic Man. Guys, if you're not following our friend Winston is a.k.a. the keyboard grinder. He keyboard grinds, and I see some familiar faces in here. So anyway, welcome in Izzy Paradox, Princess Na, and thought a raider a long time ago. Okay, thank you for the follow. That was from Izzy Paradox. And then let's see here. Thank you so much for the raid. Winston, what were you up to? Were you doing music? Were you at a live gig? Don't you normally stream later? So anyway, welcome in Huma, Aaron Schiff, Princess Nala Tanuki. And let's see. Chan, Jimmy Page says, Chan, didn't you perform at Magic at TwitchCon a few years ago? It would be cool if you hired someone to do full stage performance or walk-arounds through the events. No, I went to TwitchCon Las Vegas in 2023 and I put on an interactive workshop, but I didn't go this year. Thank you for this heat map. Anyway, let me introduce myself. Grinder with an E, says Huma. If you guys haven't met me before, hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Agent, spelled this weird way on Twitch, and I like to do sleight of hand card magic. I have a streamer song list, but there's no songs in it. It's all tricks. I was just talking, answering like magic questions in the chat, but we're gonna get to another trick. I was gonna do a trick called the Devil's Elevator, actually, next, and I know that Winston likes this. So, but anyway, how is your stream, Keyboard Grinder? How's it going? Charlie G says, "Huma." Yep. Okay. All right. There we go. Yeah. Be right back. Says, okay. All right. So I'll wait for Keyboard Grinder to get back. But anyway, if anybody wants to request any magic, technically there's one trick that I'm gonna do, and then the queue is empty. So if anybody wants to see any specific tricks, or if you just want to randomly put a trick in the queue, we'll do those. You can use your favorite, Nurgle says, I remember your Fantastic Four trick that you did. Oh man, Nurgle. Yes, that's right. My Fantastic Four card trick is basically an original trick of mine. So, Huma says, have a 4-year-old appear in Scare Stream. My 4-year-old is sleeping, so unfortunately I cannot do that. So, anyway, to get back to Jimmy Page's magic question, we're going to go with that fold that you're talking about is the Mercury fold. I do have a magic friend that does that, and there we go. All right, cool. I think I'm caught up with chat for the most part. So, all right. And thank you so much for the raid keyboard. Actually, I'll wait for Winston to come back. I know that sometimes, after stream, it's like you got to clean up, break down. Maybe you have to go pee. Maybe you're starving and it's like grab some food. But so actually, while I'm here, let's go ahead and do a different trick while we wait for Winston to get back if he wants to see a trick as well. So this is a trick that I typically show to new people that I end up meeting, and so we can go ahead and have a select a card. Oh, KBG was grinding with a guest today. Awesome. I mean, Giggity? Is that is Giggity more appropriate? Anyway, I actually don't know who the guest was. My apologies. All right, let's go ahead and have a randomly selected card, and this randomly selected card it could be signed, but it currently is not. 5 of clubs, and what we're going to do is, and if anybody wants to sign a card, we have 3 different ways to sign a card. You can do exclamation point sign card, and you can sign a card. And actually, if you come back into chat and request a trick, we'll usually try and use it if possible. So we're going to go ahead and put that into the deck, like so. But if I snap, that will actually bring the 5 of clubs back from the middle of the deck up to the top, because there it is. Now, we just got the power. I'm just going to go ahead and stick this back into the middle of the deck like this. But if I snap again, that will bring it up from the middle of the deck back to the top. But if I put it back into the middle of the deck and I don't snap, and I just show you the top card, that's some other card. But if I snap, that brings it up from the middle to the top. And if people are wondering, there are no duplicates in this deck, and most of the cards are signed. We have about, I think, 1/4 of this deck not signed yet. But Nala Tanuki says, that's crazy! And Drace, thank you kindly for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. I will wait for the emotes to clear on the screen. I don't want like people to be like, yo, yo, yo. That's unfair. I can't see. Hey, all right, keyboard grinder. I'm in the middle of showing your community a trick, but I've set up that we will do the Devil's Elevator trick for your raid if you would like to see that. If you want to see a different one, you're welcome to request another one. But I know that I remember you talking about that, and you said that you like that one. So, but anyway, 5 of clubs. I'm gonna go ahead and take this, place it in the middle of this deck. Take this whole packet, place it in the middle of this deck. Importantly, some people think that I hide it on the top. That's not the 5 of clubs. Some people think I hide it on the bottom. It's not until I snap, which will bring the 5 of clubs back up to the top. Huma! Well, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Greatly appreciate it. All right, Winston, how was your stream? Hopefully you enjoyed it. How, says Nala Tanuki. Oh, I actually forgot to share this with you, Lil, but I took a selfie with a package of Rapple at my supermarket. hold on. Let me see if I can find it really quick because it wasn't that long ago. But I thought about you when I took the selfie, but I forgot to share it. Mostly because I need to see. So Rapple is this thing that you wrap around an apple. It's like a fruit roll up basically. It almost looks like the packaging makes it look like how should I say, like a caramel apple, but it's not exactly one of those. Okay. I found it. I found it. Hold on. I got to change back to this view. All right, here we go, Lillian. All right, that is a selfie of me. And, oh my God, my camera like focused on that like no problem. Yeah, Rapple is life. There you go. So that was me getting selfie. If I remember, I'll send it to you later, like in your Discord or something, because I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. That's hilarious. I know. So here's the thing. I don't think it's ever really sold around here. So I was like, I've gotta take a picture because I never see it around here. Huma, thank you so much for the gigantic Rapple. All right. Okay. So 4 hour raiders. Let's do the Devil's Elevator. And technically, it was requested before the raid by Charlie's Beats, so we're going to use Charlie's Beats as our final. So first of all, we've got the 4 red 6s and 9s over here, and they are the red 6s and 9s because I don't want you to be able to mix them up with these black spot cards over here, but also because it's called the Devil's Elevator. If we tilt them and turn them at certain angles, they sometimes look like 666. All right, and then over here we've got the black spot cards, but actually let me go ahead and leave the 4 red 6s and 9s over here. And then what I'm going to do is, Nala Tanuki says it's actually sold in a package. I mean, it is, right? So I'm going to place Charlie's Beats over here, and then I'm going to place the 4 over here, and I'll place the 3 down here, and I will take the 2. And we're going to use the 2 with the deck. Now, if I take the 2 and I place it here into the second position, now each one of these cards represents the level of hell. And each one, so this is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So I'm going to put the 2 in the second level. And however, if you didn't know, hell isn't just a religious place. Alstro Art, hello, thank you for the gigantic emote. And hell is actually a business, and as all good businesses, they have a maintenance elevator. So if you ever find yourself lost in hell, you can go ahead and go into the maintenance elevator, and you can press the elevator button to bring yourself up to the uppermost level of hell, and that will be the easiest level of hell to escape from, because it's the closest to the surface, right? Now, I don't know if you can tell, but look, that 2 has just made its way up to the top. Hell is other people, says Alstro Art. I'm going to take the 3 and place it in the third position. 3, third position. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Go ahead and place that into the third position. But now that person's going to get in the maintenance elevator, press the elevator button. And then they will go from the third, the second, to the first. And I don't know if... Hey, Charlie's Beats, thanks for the badumts. And look, they made it to the top. Hey, look at that. Now, some people believe that there are some people already in hell, but if we take a look, these are just the same 6s and 9s that we've been using for the levels of hell the entire time. But look, if I grab the 4 and I place it here in the fourth level of hell, first, second, third, fourth, they're going to go ahead and find a way and get into the elevator, go ahead and press the elevator button, and then they will go from 4 to 3 to 2 up to the top. I don't know if you can tell, but look, now... Thank you for that ding, Chan the Magic Man. That was the elevator finally hitting the uppermost floor. And there's the 4. Now, some people believe that there are more levels of hell. And to that, I would say, yeah, you're probably right. But for the purpose of the trick, there's only these 5. And so I'm going to go ahead and place the... It would normally be the 5, but I used Charlie's Beats, the signed Ace of Spades, to be placed in the 5th level of hell. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, Charlie has seen this trick many times, so Charlie knows multiple ways to get out. So if he wants, he can get into the elevator and press the elevator button. However, Elstrahart asks, have you ever ridden in an actual service elevator? And the keyboard grinder says, I have. So have I. It's sometimes creepy as hell. So anyway, here we go. Charlie's Beats going to escape because he knows how. And these are the same red 6s and 9s we're using the entire time. E-Room, welcome in. How's it going? Thanks for the bang. Oh, ad just started. Oh no. All right. All right. Okay. Apologies. The G's to add folks. Feel free to request again or another trick. All right, there we go. And E-Room, welcome in. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well, E-Room. Good to see you. And happy birthday, E-Room. That's right. I signed E-Room. I signed your card. Sorry, I couldn't make it earlier, but welcome in. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well, and happy birthday, guys. If you didn't know, it's E-Room's birthday. So, but yeah. And also, guys, you're not following our friend E-Room. Definitely give E-Room a follow. E-Room, known as the Pope of Indiana, streams all sorts of different things. So definitely give him a follow and see if he completes his collection of Harry Potter characters from Kinder Eggs. Guys, if you've been sitting around for a while and you've not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. I am having Indigo Punch, which I think out of the 5 that I have gotten from the new tea online store, this one is my favorite out of the 5. E-Room is opening Halloween Kinder Eggs at the moment. Excellent. Perfect timing. Okay. Oh yeah, I also want to keep stats. I technically did one of these, and then I did Devil's Elevator, which was already cleared, and then we have Illogical Conclusion. Okay, cool. The what? Yeah, the what tea? Oh, it's called Indigo Punch from Harney and Sons tea. So Charlie's Beats, yeah, that's the tea. It's Indigo Punch by Harney and Sons tea. So I'm liking it quite a bit. I've had it in my as a choice for like a few weeks now, and I've had all of the other teas now, and I'm like, no, this one's the best out of the 5 that I got. Does it turn your tongue blue? It does not turn your tongue blue, but it turns the tea itself blue. Although technically I'm on my maybe 2.5 cup, so it's a lot more diluted, but all right. Okay, so let me go ahead and get ready for performing a trick called Illogical Conclusion. I actually did a version of this for closing out my my TwitchCon interactive workshop back in 2023. So, hold on, where did I put the things that I need for this? Is it here? Oh, I'm dumb. Here, I'll show you my tongue, Charlie, if you need another verification. I've had 2.5 cups of it, and I don't think my tongue is blue. Don't clip that. I know when I call it out, it'll just be clipped. It's fine. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and find Okay. All right. Wowee licka. All right. And hype lick. All right. So Charlie's Beats is putting out the lick. So I've got. Oh my God! I don't even know how I get some of these emotes. So I apparently have an emote. um, Door licker. I don't. You know how when you get gift subs sometimes, it's like, it's all right. Okay, so here we go. This trick is called. Let me just center this a little bit better. All right, there we go. This trick is called illogical conclusion. All right, so first things first. I've got 4 cards over here, and I'm gonna keep these 4 a secret. But I'm gonna show you these 4 cards over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all red spot cards. Now, here's what we're gonna do. I want you to keep an eye on all of the cards and try and guess what the makeup of all 8 cards is by the end of the trick. So whether they're all red spot cards, if there's black spot cards, red face cards, black face cards, you try and name it, okay? But I'll make this a little bit fair. I'm going to swap some cards from each packet, and then we'll go through this packet again. Okay? So the first card, I'm going to swap 1 card with this packet, like so. And now we're going to go through this again. Okay, now we're going to swap 2 cards. Like so. Now we're going to go through this packet again. Okay. Now we're going to swap 3 cards. And we'll go through this one again. And then finally, we're going to swap one card, like this. And we'll go ahead and go through this. Now, if I was to... Whoa. Hopefully... Wait, were you guys watching? Were you guys watching? Hopefully you guys didn't see that. Did you guys see that? If you weren't watching, great. That means I can start over. Shh, shh. No, Huma says. All right, Charlie's Beats got the J-Roke sus. All right, excellent. Yep. Okay, all right. So we're gonna mulligan. Mulligan. All right. Okay. Shh. Andrew War, welcome in. Thank you so much for the resub. I don't think that looked right, says Charlie's Beats. Nope, that definitely did not look right, Charlie's Beats. So you got me red-handed. All right. Distraction, says Andrew War. Yeah, needs a mana potion. All right. Mana potion. I have Magic the Gathering basic lands nearby, if that's that's what you're looking for. Hey guys, here's some mana. Here, take the drink this. It's too dangerous to go alone. Yeah, that's the problem with so yeah, I hadn't done this trick in what? How long? Was it 3 months? I haven't done this for a while, right? No, 3 weeks. Okay, I haven't done this for 3 weeks. I was thinking about the other trick. That's right. All right. Okay, we're gonna do that again. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna keep this a secret. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will not be a secret, but I'm gonna slowly mix these cards. I'm slowly swap cards from this pile to the other. Oh, we are on a hype train. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know, I'm gonna have to do magic as fast as possible, but we're gonna finish this trick. Okay, but I have to do it faster now. So, okay, here we go. I'm gonna swap 1 card. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. Now we're gonna go ahead and swap 2 cards. 2 cards. So 1, 2. Here we go, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, excellent. Now we're gonna have to swap 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Those 3 will go down there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'll show you 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we need, we're going to go ahead and just do one more swap. So here's one. Boom. Okay, cool. Now the important question is, you did see lots of red face cards. So would you guess that there's 8 red face cards? Or sorry, red spot cards? Or would you guess that there's any red face cards? Or not? As it turns out, I'm just going to jump right to it because we're in a hype train, so we got to go quick. These are red spot cards, as you thought. However, these are not, because these actually say, hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, so here's my number, so call me maybe. And that, my friends, is an illogical conclusion. I did mess it up once, so this might become a boss trick for next time. But anyway, in the interim, alright, so let me go ahead and try and do fast tricks. Alright, pulling out the regular Twitch deck. Okay, let's go ahead and find, let's see, let's find a couple of jokers. And here's what we're going to do. If you were here, you could go ahead and select a card. Doesn't matter that I know what it is. It could be signed. Hopefully it is. Statistically, it should be. Alright, excellent. It is Astro Art signed 10 of Hearts. Now, importantly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the 2 jokers, and what we will do is I'm going to place a card in between the 2 jokers, okay? The important thing that we need to know about this card is that there's no possible way that it could be this card. Astro Art, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Here's what we are going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut these jokers into the middle of the deck. And what we will do is have the jokers try and ferry Astro Art. Now, just to double check and make sure that there's nothing... Hold on a minute. Hands up, hands up. Okay. Alright, thank you so much for the gift sub. Charlie's Beats 2, Huma. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take the 10, and we're going to cut it into the middle of the deck. However, there's no way that those 2 jokers will get their hand on it, right? But look, if I go ahead and I snap and I spread, we have a card in between the 2 jokers. That's not surprising because we put a card in there. However, it would have most certainly been impossible for it to be our one selected card, the 10 of Hearts by Astro Art. Huma, thank you so much for the 300 bits. Greatly appreciate it. Alright, so here is a new-ish trick. And actually, I never envisioned that I'd be doing it as part of a hype train, but... okay, so we'll use the 2 jokers again, and the important thing here is, oh no, we do need a card selected, so let's go ahead and choose another card. It is indeed Kyodemons 9 of Spades. Alright, so here's the thing. We are going to go ahead and have the 2 jokers. I'm going to leave the 2 jokers just over here for a second, okay? And we're going to go ahead and cut the 9 of Spades, or actually I'm just going to place the 9 of Spades into the middle of the deck, you know, maybe right about here, okay. Alright. And then we'll just cut it a couple more times. Now, here's what we are going to do. We are going to try and get the 9 of Spades to jump from here to in between the 2 jokers, okay? Now, I don't know if you can tell, because looking at it from the weird angle over here, but the angle is the 2 jokers, they're actually getting a little bit thicker. A little bit thicker. I'll wait until the emote's clear. But look, I don't know if you can tell, there's actually something in between the 2 jokers. Actually, not just something, literally the entire deck. Every single card is now in between the 2 jokers. Except for one. And that one card is the 9 of Spades. And that is a new trick that I just learned. Okay, so the music is over, but actually you guys hit Hype Train Light level 2, so we're going to have to keep on going. So I'm going to have to do fast magic. Alright, let's go ahead and find all the 9s, and we'll do a trick with all the 9s. Okay, so I don't think I did this one earlier today, but we just used Kyodemons 9 of Spades, and what we will do is I want to turn all of the 9s face up, but only one card at a time. However, if I was to hand you the cards, perhaps you would just turn them over like this. I'm not allowed to do it like that because that's not magical. So instead, I'm going to hold the packet and give it a magical twist. The magical twist will turn up a 9 of Hearts. don't break your gaze. This is the part that's going to get people. I'm going to give the packet another magical twist. Nine of hearts turns itself face down. Nine of clubs will turn itself face up. I know this part's a little bit weird. And now I'm going to go ahead and give it another magical twist. That magical twist will turn up the nine of diamonds. I know, super weird, right? Super weird. Now, because Demon's card was used for the last trick, I think it's a little bit tired because if I'm like, hey, I'm going to give it another magical twist, but like none of the cards turn face up, and we do need to get that nine of spades to turn face up. But even if we give it two more magical twists, some people are like, yo, 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 you just gave it three cumulative magical twists, and I'm like, you can do arithmetic. Congratulations. No, no. But if I just go ahead and I snap, that snap will be enough to turn up the nine of spades. Nine of spades. Here's the other nines. All right. So let's see. Hype trade's still going, so you have to do more tricks. More tricks fast. Okay, so let's go ahead and find a card that will be distinct from these. I don't think you would mix up a 9 with a jack of hearts, right? All right, so here's what we are going to do. I have the 4 nines, 1, 2, 3, and then the jack of hearts, which is this one. I'm going to leave the jack of hearts just over here for a second. Now, with these cards, with these nines, what we are going to do is we're going to see if the jack of hearts really wanted to be separated from the nines, or if, you know how when somebody says, hey, you're dressed in all nines, or you've got the nines. You know, nines are good, right? But sometimes some people don't want the nines. And so here, with all the nines, if we just go 1, 2, 3, I don't know if you could tell, but actually that jack, the nines have just become one card, and this one card have become 4 cards. And this one card is indeed the jack, who does not want to be dressed in the nines. I know, that's weird, right? Super weird. Okay, all right. Next, my service has only 1 9. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you don't want to be responsible for 99.99% uptime for anybody. Okay, all right. So, next thing, let's go ahead and I'm going to place the nines over here just for a second. They're going to help us with a trick later. So they're going to be our helpers for this trick, actually. I'm not doing the trick later. I'm doing the trick right now. It's just later in the trick. All right, next we need a selection. I'm just going to go ahead and dribble and stop on a card. It'll be pretty obvious. It is 8 of clubs. So the 8 of clubs is going to be our selection, but I'm going to go ahead and place it here in this packet right there. Now we're going to use the nines, and the nines will now help us. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the nines face down over here. Like so. But if I just wave my hand over the nines, 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you guys could tell, but those 4 cards have become 1 card. And actually, if I just go ahead and I spread, that 1 card has become 4 cards. And the 1 card is actually our 8 of clubs. And those 4 cards, well, here's your 99.99% uptime. Then we got 4 seconds left. Okay, all right, hold on. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, there we go. Last one. Hey, that one didn't look that bad. Amazing. All right. Okay. Whew. Okay, I did a bunch of tricks there. Had to do them fast, so that was hype train. Thank you so much for the hype train, everybody. Let me go back and thank everybody and catch up with chat because I was not. Ooh, Hold on, I earned a reward. Let me see. Oh, I finally got the frog. Frog wow, yeah. So thanks, guys. All right, let me go back and thank everybody. So let's see. Thank you so much for, and I believe everything was included. Actually, hit the hype train. So thank you, Huma, for the 100 bits. Thank you for the gigantic emotes, Huma and Alstro Art. Thank you for the resub, Andrew War. Thank you. For 14 months, over a year, Andrew War. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 100 bits, Alstro Art. Thank you so much for the gift sub, Charlie's Beats to Huma. And thank you, Huma, for the 300 bits. And then thank you so much for the on-screen celebration. I was wondering who triggered that one. Alstro Art. Excellent. Thank you kindly for the 100 bits, Alstro Art. Thank you for the gift sub to Keyboard Grinder, Charlie's Beats. Thank you so much for a gift sub to the Keyboard Grinder, our raider. And thank you so much for the raid, Winston. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Hype Train achieved. Thank you for the gigantic claps, Nala Tanuki. And thank you for the Hype Train, everybody. Oh, and thank you for gigantifying another emote, Alstro Art. Nurgle Sloth says, great stream to wake up to. I mean, so there have been times where, you know, a hype train doesn't happen, so I'm like chill the entire stream, right? But like when a hype stream occurs, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna be hype, right? Q Demon, welcome in. Thanks for the lurk. Yeah, we mentioned your card earlier, so but thanks for the lurk, greatly appreciate Q Demon. And thank you kindly for the claps. Looks like we got claps for from Felden Kane, Chan the Magic Man, E-Room, Nala Tanuki, Alstro Art, Charlie's Beats. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for that hype train. That was hype. I'm feeling hype. Sometimes I'm really tired before stream. That I wasn't in that state today, but yes, I'm definitely awake now. All right. Okay, let's see. And Andrew War, thank you for the distraction. That was the when I had to do the mulligan for the last trick. But I did fine the second time. But it kind of spoils it a little bit if you know what's coming. So let's see. Oh, it's funny. I have no, it's not mine. It's my kid's. My kid made like a homemade mana potion. It's actually upstairs. So let's see here. And thank you for all of the support during the hype train, everybody. Yeah, so for anybody who didn't have a sub before or is thinking about subbing, you don't get interrupted by ads. You get all my animated emotes and all my emotes, which mostly I think my animated ones are probably the fun, unique ones because I have like, there's a bunch of cards revealing things. So Alstro Art was using the heart one. And then let's see here. And Elster Art said, my service only had 1.9. All right, choo-choo. And let's see here. Okay, I think we are caught up. My clear plastic card redeem still in there? Yes, it is Charlie's Beats. And you have red packet, black packet. So we're going to have to do that with your... Yes. Thanks for reminding me because I was going to proceed. I was actually also thinking there's a bunch of friends in chat. I know that Winston brought a bunch of streamer friends as well, so we should probably do some shout outs. So anyway, once again, guys, if you're not following our friend the Keyboard Grinder, please give the Keyboard Grinder a follow. Let's see here. And then, guys, you're not following our friend Nala Tanuki. Nala Tanuki, Lillian, pianist. Definitely give her a follow as well. Actually, if you're not following our friend Kyo Demon, we raided Kyo Demon last week. Kyo Demon was playing Hades, but then I ended up talking with Kyo Demon about disc golf, of all things. If you guys didn't know, I'm a fan of disc golf. I like disc golfing. So, and we talked about disc golf for a little bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, I didn't actually hit enter. Sorry. Now Tanuki says, thank you for the shout. My pleasure. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with for the raid. From the raid. English prepositions are difficult. I'm bad at English. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. I know it doesn't mean the same coming from a crazy Asian that seems like he's fluent in English. I'm fluent in English. All right, I think we're caught up. Okay. All right. Cool. Whew. Let me know if I missed anybody. Okay, so let me get ready for this. So for anybody who doesn't know, we do some interesting redeems here, and Charlie's Beats has requested a redeem for clear plastic cards. So the trick that he has requested, I will be attempting to perform with clear plastic cards. Yes, that's right. It is strange to say the least, probably. I think the hope is for a lot of people that I will accidentally show something that I shouldn't show, which I did earlier with the other trick with the regular cards. But um, let me first get ready for this. Okay, and then I'll show you what these plastic cards look like. So for anybody who doesn't know, these are the clear plastic cards that I'll be using. So they are made out of plastic, so they're a lot slipperier than regular playing cards. And there's a clear portion, which is this diamond, so you can kind of see through it. And here's what most of the cards end up looking like. The other thing is sometimes I found clear cards that are very unreadable because like they were completely clear through the middle, but there's only like a little pip corner, and nobody could tell what card it was most of the time. So I found that these worked out the best. Here's what a face card looks like. So, all right. So for this trick, we are going to be doing this trick with, I've already set aside the cards over here. We have 2 packets. We have a black packet of cards and a red packet of cards. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and lay down the black packet of cards over here. So, and these are just black spot cards. So here we go. And then over here we have red face cards. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly swap out a red face card for a black spot card. So here we go. But you won't see that black spot card because everything still looks like a red face card, right? Here, we'll do that again. Breaking a cardinal rule of magic. So we're going to go ahead and do it again. Placing a black card in amongst the red face cards, but look, they all still appear as though they are red face cards. Some people believe that I can only do it with 1 card at a time, but I can actually do it with 2. So let's go ahead and place these 2 out. I'll scoop these 2 up at the same time with this. And you can kind of see there's still a black spot card in there, but look. They're all gone because now look. They're all red face cards. Now some people are probably like, hey wait, where are the black spot cards? And then they guess, oh, they've probably got to be down here, right? And I'm going to tell you that you're half right. Because there are 2 black spot cards down here, but they're not the ones you were thinking of. They're the 2 aces, ace of clubs and ace of spades. And these 2 are not black spot cards at all. They're red spot cards. And actually, they're the ace of diamonds and the ace of hearts. And that, my friends, is red packet, black packet with clear plastic cards. Thank you for the request, Charlie, and for the redeem. I know, that trick is crazy. It's a little crazy. All right. So while I still have these cards out, the question is, can we do the next one? The keyboard grinder says, that was insane, damn! Oh, yeah, I know. So using clear cards is kind of ill-advised for a lot of tricks. I've had to figure out in my head or like experimenting on stream, it's like, can we do this trick with clear plastic cards, yes or no? And some of them are like, no, but some of them, like that one I thought was probably fine. That one looked good, I think. Here's one that will look very bad with clear cards, actually. And it's okay if I give away the secret of magic of this because I've messed it up like 50 times on stream. Thank you so much for the gift sub to Nala Tanuki, the keyboard grinder. Thank you so much, Winston. Greatly appreciate it. I'll wait until the emote's clear before I do this thing. So sometimes I've given away this trick, but I'll do it with clear plastic cards. 10 of clubs changes to 3 of hearts. Wow, it looks really good right now. All right, let's see if I mess it up this time. All right, here we go. 3 of hearts. Sorry, 3 of hearts. 10 of clubs. Oh my god. All right. Guys, I got the perfect angle that time. That was amazing. Yeah, usually you can see right through that, and you'll end up seeing what's going on. All right, next up we have a request from Chen the Magic Man. Tanuki says, "What?" Sorry if I don't know if I got the intonation. That was crazy. I know, right? So that trick is harder to do in real life because your angle for it is literally just like in front of you, and that's with like opaque cards. So with clear cards, it's literally. Luckily, I have just a camera and it's fixed. I happened to get lucky and I got the perfect angle. um, but yeah, if hold on, let me see if I can. Here, I'll still give away that trick because I mean I'm not going to teach it, but I'll give you a quick glance, Lillian. So here we go. Here's the 2. Change to a jack. And then here's the end state. Ta-da. Now you're probably wondering, how does it get there? Yep. That's the magic. Okay, alright. So next up we've got Nala Tanuki says, OMG! Sorry, OMG! Wait, did I get G? Alright. No way! Adam, welcome in. How's it going, Adam? Eroom says, lol. You know, the way that I said OMGG, it also reminded me of Combo Breaker, right? OMGGGGG! Combo Breaker! That is so quick. I know. Yeah, so one thing that they teach you in Magic is that you don't want to do things quick if you can avoid it because it makes it look more sus, right? But some things you have to do quick. Like I have to do that quick. Otherwise, it does. Can you do a slow-mo? All right, tell you what. I will do a slow-mo for you. It's only because you asked. If anybody else asked, I mean, I'd probably show it to them, but. All right, here we go. Slow-mo a trick. All right, ready? This is a jack. Now I'm going to change it. Now it's a 2. How did that look? Pretty good, right? Oh yeah, thanks for lulling in chat. So thanks for the lulls, Charlie's Beach, Jan the Magic Man, E-Room, Astro Art, and no, I'm literally lol. And the keyboard grind. Winston's like, all right, awesome. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, the slow-mo version. So there you go. Yeah, I'm not gonna teach it, but I would teach it in real life if somebody wants to meet, or if I'll do it offline if anybody wants to jump on a video call or something. But I would rather teach it to someone who's going to use it and not just. But yeah, so there you go. Boom. Oh, see, I did it not so good that time. But now you guys know that was the best. Yeah, here we go. Okay, there you go. So normal speed looks way more impressive than slow-mo. But if I had to do it slow-mo and give away a secret of magic, that's the way I would do it. Okay, all right. Someone clip that, please. All right. You know what? I'll make a note. I can highlight it later. It might have gone more than a minute, but yeah. Highlight my slow mo. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Cool. So let's see. Next up, we have a request from Chan the Magic Man for French twist, and I will attempt to do it with clear plastic cards. And then we do have to do something for Feld and Kane for Magic the Gathering cards. Actually, let me put that in. You know what? Let me make that a Magician's Choice. Unless you end up seeing something you want me to try it with Feld and Kane, but Feld and Kane. Let me just put that in the queue so I don't forget, because sometimes that happens. With MTG cards. All right, cool. Now I will not forget. Okay. You must put that in your channel video. Lol. You know, I don't. So, yeah, I should probably make a channel video. Magician's Choice is perfect. Thanks, Felden. Okay, so I'm going to attempt the French twist request with the clear plastic cards. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how poorly that goes. That might be a bad decision, but you know, whatever. That's what Sundays are for, right? Bad decisions. All right, so here we've got 4 aces, and what I want to do with these 4 aces is I want to demonstrate something with them. Actually, so the demonstration piece is if I just go ahead and hold the packet like this and I give it a shake, then one of the aces will turn face up. And so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hold the packet, give it a shake, and one of those aces should turn face up. In this case, the ace of diamonds. All right, now all 4 of these are back face down. Okay, but if I hold the packet and give it a shake, one of the aces should turn face up. In this case, the ace of clubs. All right, and now we've got all 4 aces face down. But look, if I hold the packet and give it a shake, that's going to go ahead and reveal the ace of hearts has turned itself face up. Okay, and now we've got all of our cards face down. But all I have to do is hold the packet, give it a shake. That shake will turn up our final ace, the ace of spades. I know, is that weird? That's super weird, right? But actually, so this is how we use the 4 aces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we hold the packet, give it a shake to turn one over. And so actually there's one more trick that I do want to do with these aces. I'm just going to spread the deck first to show that there's nothing face up, everything is facing in the same direction. I'm going to cut these aces into the middle of the entire deck. And if I hold the deck and I shake the entire deck, I don't know if you guys could see and feel the magic, but if I show you now, that shaking has actually turned, let me spread a little bit more narrowly. Every single ace has turned itself face up. And that, my friends, is a French twist. All right. Whew. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, E-Room, Nala Tanuki, the Night Angel. Welcome in, the Night Angel. How's it going? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for clearing that, Chan. And thank you for the claps. Winston, Chan the Magic Man. Nice! I know. That one looked clean, right? You guys didn't see anything going through the clear plastic? Yeah. Yeah, that's like the cool thing. It's like once you can use them, which I think at this point I've gotten enough practice because people have redeemed it. So it's like, and I'm like, ah, so good, so good now. Let's see. The keyboard grinder says, "I'm glad I got to raid you finally. I usually start later, so I don't get the chance to raid you." Winston, I totally understand. I know. I have a weird schedule too. For an East Coast guy, I know you're on the West Coast in Canada, right? So Vancouver. Yeah, I totally get it. I almost anticipate that I would never get rated by like somebody on the West Coast because like the time zones just never line up. But you know what? I totally appreciate and enjoy the raid and thank you so much, Winston. Greatly appreciate it. The Night Angel says, "I was thinking surely with the clear cards I'll be able to see what he's doing, but no. Yeah, with some tricks that will be the case, but the ones that I'm usually okay with." And actually, I think Charlie's Beats has seen enough and has been around and has requested the clear cards a lot. And so I think he might know some of the ones where like I'll veto or he just picks ones that's like, okay, this one's probably going to be okay. Even though I don't know if Charlie is getting into Magic or anything. But he's certainly seen I think probably my entire trick list. Which how many tricks do we have in here? We have 70 tricks, 80 tricks in the trick list. So it's a lot of tricks. Nalatanuki says the same. Yeah, same. All right, let me pull out Magic the Gathering cards. Um, and let me see if I could do something different this time, because there's like a handful of tricks that I know work really well, but at this point I think Felden Kane has seen a bunch of them, so I need to try and diversify. Okay, all right. You know what? Let's do this one. Okay. Oh, do I have enough to put out and still have some cards left over? Oh, yeah, okay. All right, we're good. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with Magic the Gathering cards, Felden King says, "I don't mind repeats, still learning the tricks." Oh, yeah. The only one to remember is 100% sleight of hand. Oh, all right. So here, what we have here are Magic the Gathering cards. So the backs of the cards have not changed forever. Actually, fun fact, if anybody didn't know. So originally, the people who created Magic the Gathering initially, which is Richard Garfield, and the initial publisher, which I think was Wizards of the Coast, but they had anticipated on creating a series of card games called Deckmaster. If you know the history of Magic, you're probably wondering why the heck does it say Deckmaster? Because nothing else has ever come from it. They originally anticipated that Magic the Gathering would be one game. They'd make another game. It would be like mechanically distinct from Magic the Gathering, but it'd be part of the Deckmaster series. So they would actually have another thing. But that's the reason why all Magic backs now have a Deckmaster. And so that's that. Anyway, so this trick is going to have. I'm going to be showing off the sleight of hand in this trick because if I show you, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that are called sleight of hand. E-Room, thank you for the deck sock. And so, yeah, if you read the card name, it is called Sleight of Hand, and which is why I chose these. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and leave these all up here for a second. And we have 4 sleight of hand. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to show you the rest of the deck, just so that you don't think there's any duplicates, because so the rest of these cards are basic land, mostly so that visually they're not going to look at all like these. Most of these don't even have text on them. They just have a big symbol. So you won't mix this up with those. All right. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn all the sleight of hand face down. And what we are going to do is we're going to take 3 cards each, and we're going to place the sleight of hand in amongst those basic lands and place them at different places in the deck. So these 4 cards are going to go kind of towards the bottom. So see them go in? All right, excellent. So now here we've got 3. Huh. I messed up. I think I messed something up. That's weird. Okay, we're going to mulligan. Which is actually most appropriate with Magic the Gathering, because if anybody has ever played Magic the Gathering, if you don't like your opening hand, there is an in-game card mechanic or game mechanic that you can just redraw your hand. You do have to take a penalty, but it's okay. What am I doing here? Okay. Once again, 4 sleight of hands all out here. I'm going to show you the rest of the deck just so that, you know, there isn't anything weird going on here. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn each sleight of hand face down. You know what? I think it's because I wanted to do the mulligan joke. Deep down inside, that's got to be it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. All right, I think I remember now. So here we have, I'm going to go ahead and place 3 cards onto each pile. And so let's go ahead and do that. Jimmy Page asks, Nam, what is the most you ever paid for a magic trick? I assume not much since you're a sleight of hand specialist, right? Yeah, I don't pay for much. We can talk about that after the trick, but yes, I try and learn stuff so I can do sleight of hand. But I have paid for some stuff before. All right. Okay, so first things first. So here we go. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this sleight of hand, and we're going to go ahead and place it in amongst these cards. And I'm going to place these towards the bottom, like so. And I'm going to take this sleight of hand, and we're going to go ahead and place it in amongst these cards. And we're going to place that kind of towards the middle, like this. Then we're going to take this sleight of hand, we're going to place it in amongst these basic lands. And we're going to place it kind of towards the top, but not too close to the top, like this. And then finally, we have this sleight of hand. We're going to do something a little bit different with this sleight of hand. If we're just going to go 1, 2, and 3, I don't know if you could tell, but now each and every sleight of hand has jumped back up to the top, and there's no other duplicate sleight of hands. And that, my friends, is a trick called Aria using Magic the Gathering cards. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just put Aria in there so I get credit for that one. Nala Tanuka says, what the fuck? I know it's usually WTF, but I sometimes phonetically read it as what the fuck. And thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room, Felden Kane. All right, getting back to Jimmy's question. Nam, what is the most you ever paid for a magic trick? I assume it's not much since your sleight of hands, but so I have paid a bunch of money to get specialty decks of cards, but I mean, even at so cheap decks of cards are like, you know, between $1 and $5. Premium decks of cards are around $10. And then some nicer decks of cards or like specialty prints or like things like that, maybe up to $30. I have paid for one deck of cards. I think it was $45 or something. But those are just aesthetic. Some of them are functional. However, there is a trick, and I think I've shown it on stream before, but actually, since there's a bunch of new friends, I can show it, but it's not really a trick that I think you guys would appreciate as much, like remotely. I think this one would really pay off if in person. And actually, I don't know, because I pulled it out recently, so I don't know if you guys saw it, but the one with the three blocks. But I'll just perform it again as though you were here, as though somebody was here. And really, the trick is just done for one person at a time. And I'll walk through it. But it's kind of a tactile trick. So I would say this, this is the most money I've ever spent on a trick, and I think it was like, I think after tax and shipping and everything, it was like $100. So yeah, I think the most I've spent for magic on one thing is probably this trick that I'm going to show you in a second. But the next most expensive thing, probably magic books. So I've got a couple of magic books that I think are $60 or like 50, 60 is probably the range. But I mean, those are, for somebody who wants to learn sleights and things like that, invaluable because I'm basically paying for like, hundreds of tricks or like new tools to basically, do tricks with, right? Does that specific deck have a name? Um, oh no, I'm going to show you this. It's not a deck of cards. I'm going to show you this trick right now. Okay, so this trick consists of 3 wooden blocks. Now, if you were here, I would actually ask one person to be the participant, and they would get to pick up the wooden blocks. So first, I would do a little relaxation exercise, and I would have them relax, close their eyes, make sure that their mind is clear. And all I want them to do at first is to pick up all 3 blocks with their hand and just feel how heavy it is. And just remember how heavy 3 blocks is. I would have them take their hand off, and now I give them the instructions to go ahead and pick up 2 blocks in their same hand that they picked up with. And just feel how heavy they are. Feel how strange that when you dropped 1 block, that it is heavier than the 3 blocks. And they would pick it up and they'd be like, whoa. And like, believe you me, when I saw the trailer, I'm like, there's no way that works. And then I learned a little bit more about it. I actually went to a convention to feel the box, basically, before I bought it. And I'm like, okay. So I ended up buying it, basically, right there. And I'm like, that's cool. And literally after I bought it, I actually showed a bunch of magicians right outside. Uh, and so now I would tell this person, hey, go ahead and close your eye, clear your mind. When you pick up the top block, you're going to feel it is heavier than all 3 blocks. And they'll pick up. And then they'll place it back down. It's like, whoa, what? And so it's like a really cool tactile illusion, basically. Um, that's called FOMO, fear of missing out. Oh yeah. Yep, fear of missing out. So yeah, I bought it and I showed, I think it was like 7 or 8 magicians after I opened it out. Like I showed 2 of my magician friends, but then when they were doing it, literally everybody else who was around, they came over. And it's like a really cool thing, and it's like nice and aesthetic. So like you could put it on like your like a coffee table. People might ask about it, that kind of thing. So, but yeah. So this is probably the most expensive single trick that I have. And then I did buy a bunch of magic books that are probably valued between like 50 and $60 as like the most expensive things. So, um, putting that back over there. And one of the cheapest magic tricks I got from, let me see if I can find my, it's like a new non-card thing that I am doing. Hold on, I gotta find where the heck I put. I don't know if I can see it. Oh, I might not have the props to do it down here. All right, I'm not seeing my props to do it down here. But if anybody had ever done like Cat's Cradle as a kid, I did Cat's Cradle as a kid, and like there are other like games, but I found a book that did like some Cat's Cradle like stuff in a little public library, which is like a little library that you just have in your neighborhood. Somebody puts it in front of their house, and anybody can put books into it and take books out, and it's just like a free way to cycle books without having to go like all the way to the library. And also, it's not intended that you borrow them. You just if you want to keep it, you just keep it. Um, but I found one of these with the string thing, and one of them was like a string game, but I was like, I can make this into a magic trick, and I did. I performed it like 2 or 3 times on stream, but then I forgot because I don't normally do it, so I don't have a string. I don't have a string down here to do it. Um, Nala Tanuki says, "Thanks for the tricks. Now I'm going to lurk in game." All right, Nala Tanuki, totally. Thank you for the lurk. Thanks for hanging out after the raid, and good luck in your game. Speaking of games, I've been playing FTL Multiverse a lot lately. I've died a lot, but I finally got my first win last night, so that was exciting. If anybody hasn't ever played FTL, it's hard. It's a hard strategy game. So I enjoy FTL, but yeah, it's good. Jimmy Page says my cheapest magic trick is the Crazy Cube. Oh, okay. The best $2 ever spent. Faster Than Light, the ship game. Yes, that's the game. So FTL is the base game. FTL Multiverse is a mod that like increases the content. I don't know by how big, but like maybe threefold, maybe fivefold. I don't even know. But apparently adds like dozens and dozens more different ships. Like the original only had like maybe 1 dozen ships, and now there's like I don't know. In this mod, there's like maybe 3 or 4 dozen ships, and I'm like, holy crap! And they added all new events to the game, and they added new like uh, species. So before there was like maybe 5 or 6 species, and now there's like 10, and I'm like, holy crap! And they added new story bits, and they added this whole so like the original game happened in like one universe, but now because you're doing crazy stuff, you can jump in between um, universes, and so that's why they called it the multiverse mod. And I'm like, oh my god, that's crazy. So, um, let's see. Yeah, I didn't know they made a mod. I love. Yeah, yeah. So it's actually not an official mod, but the two developers from Subset Games that actually created the original FTL, they put a page on their website indicating, hey guys, this mod has our blessing. So, and they pointed directions on how to install the mod. So I was like, oh man, okay, cool. So OMG, thanks. Now I'm going to check it out. Yeah, they might as well have called it a sequel. I mean, yeah, it basically is like a sequel. So if you like FTL, I definitely recommend. If you're in my Discord, if you go to the video game channel, I put the latest 2 links in that video game channel are I've been playing FTL Multiverse. Here's the mod links that I followed. You should only need to follow one of them. But yeah, I loved FTL, and so I'm playing the crap out of it again with into this new mod. All right. Okay. Where were we? Oh, yes. I don't feel like we did enough with either clear cards or with sleight of hand. Sorry, with Magic the Gathering cards. So let me keep some of these out to do another. Let me do Magic the Gathering one again. Um, so, oh yeah, that last trick that I did with the sleight of hand was called Aria, which is slightly different than the Four Robbers, but you'll probably see the similarities when I do this. So here we've got our sleight of hand, sleight of hand, sleight of hand, and of course sleight of hand. Now this sleight of hand is going to remain here where it's visible. So this is like the sleight of hand that I will show you. But the other 3 sleight of hands, these 3 are going to be completely hidden, and that hidden will represent that by hiding the sleight of hands. There's the one thing about magic cards being. So yeah, there's the other sleight of hands. I'll hide these sleight of hands into the deck because not all sleight of hand was meant to be seen. So I will place them at 3 different parts in the deck, like so. We'll go ahead and push them in. Boom. But at the end of the day, if I'm performing a trick and I would like people to see my sleight of hand, I can bring them to the forefront to show you that all of the sleight of hand is on display. Strange? Yes. Oh yeah, and there's no other. There you go. So I think that's a little bit similar to the other one that I did, but this one's 4 burglars. Let's see. Do I want to do anything else with the Magic the Gathering cards? Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, E-Room. Let's see. There was one, let me see. I think this one might be okay. Okay, let's do this one. All right. So I've got 4 mountains over here and 4 sleight of hands. And I'm going to go ahead and what we will do here is we're going to go ahead and leave the mountains over here. 2, 3, 4 just for a second. And then over here we've got all 4 sleight of hands. And so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and leave, actually I do need one of them right here, sleight of hand. And here, these 4, we've got the 4 mountains over here. I'm going to leave a mountain down here. And we will grab this sleight of hand and place it in here. And it is a sleight of hand, so go ahead and place that in there. But I'm going to make them transpose, because now if I show you, there's no sleight of hand here. These are all mountains because the sleight of hand has jumped down here. I know, weird, right? Now here, I'm just going to take a mountain, place it amongst the sleight of hands down here. I'll take this sleight of hand and place it in amongst the mountains. We're going to do a transposition. And now, if I show you over here, these are all mountains. And that has jumped down here. And now for this last one, actually wait, here, let me just show you that this is indeed a sleight of hand. Okay, I'll place it amongst down here. Oh, hold on, I forgot to place a mountain down there. And now all of the mountains are down here, and sleight of hand has transposed here. And that, my friends, is a trick called Jazz Aces, but with Magic the Gathering cards. Actually, I don't know if I've ever done this with Magic the Gathering cards, because that didn't feel familiar, so I'm like, oh, okay. So that might be maybe the very first time I've done Jazz Aces with Magic the Gathering cards. I don't know if I liked my story that much. It was very straightforward, you know, just cards transposing. But, I mean, that's how a lot of, like, card Magic stories are, so I'd have to get kind of more creative with this. Nurgle Sloth says, have a great stream, amazing tricks, welcoming stream. Thank you, Nurgle Sloth. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good night, or sorry, good day to you. I think you said for you it was morning, so thank you for stopping by, and have a wonderful day. All right, let's see here. Thank you kindly for the claps, Felden Kane. All right, cool. And E-Room's got the sloth sloth lounge. All right, let's see here. Let me do a random and just see if I can do this with clear plastic cards. Apex Aces. Oh man. All right, you know what? For Charlie, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Okay, I've got to pull the. Okay, I'm gonna pull the clear plastic cards back out again, and we're gonna pull out the aces because they're going to be our heroes. I'm gonna pull out the jokers just because I think it's gonna be slightly less. I guess we could delineate them as black joker, red joker, but I think it'd just be simpler otherwise. All right. Here we go. This is a sleight of hand attempt feat at performing a trick called Apex Aces with clear plastic cards. All right. First things first, we're going to need 3 selections. Actually, do we have 3 people in chat who want to select cards? Or Sure, you just pull them out. Here's the thing about like doing a magic stream. If you're doing this in real life with people, you can get the interaction. And then on Twitch, it depends on if people are here, if people are not lurking, if people are want to interact. You know, some people are like, I just want to watch. I don't want to like, you know, click on the screen. Um, but if anybody wants to select a card, feel free to click, and you're on desktop, feel free to click directly on the screen, and we'll see if we can get, you know, a couple of selections. And if not, I'll just pull them out. Once again, if you have if you've been sitting around for a while and you've not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. I'm actually also going to double check. You know, sometimes my heat map doesn't work, and everything is set up to work. Hold on, let me just check something really quick here. Heat map, interact. Okay, did that work for me? Yeah, that did work for me. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna off, on. Okay. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and pull out 3 cards. It doesn't matter that I know what they are, but actually we can just put them in chat if anybody wants to keep track. So here are our 3 cards. King of Hearts, 6 of Diamonds, 69 of Diamonds, and the King of Hearts. You know, that'll be easy to remember, right? All right, so King Hearts, 6 diamonds, and 9 diamonds. All right, there you go. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and place each one into a different part of the deck. So this is going to go kind of near the top, not too close to the top. And then this one will go kind of in the middle, more close to the middle. All right. And then this one's going to go towards the bottom or the top if it's face down. We're going to do that again without having the card shoot out, because, you know, sometimes that happens. Give that a little bit of a shuffle. Mix them in. Okay. All right. Now we have our 4 heroes. In this case, our 4 heroes. Actually, should I? It's Halloween, right? Okay. So these 4 are dressed up as police officers, and they're trying to find the King of Hearts, who is doing some shenanigans with 6 and 9s of diamonds. And they're going to need to track them down. So even though they might think it's nice, but so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and have them start looking in the deck, or, you know, the neighborhood, for the King of Hearts and the 6 and 9. And so we're just going to go ahead and start off with this ace. They're going ahead and taking a look. And they're now running through the deck, because now if I show you, here's our 3 aces, but the ace of clubs is nowhere to be found. And here, what we have here is the ace of diamonds. So ace of diamonds is going to go ahead and hop through the deck and start searching. But now if I show you, we've got, we can't find the ace of diamonds either. Ace of spades is going to start searching. And actually, if I show you, we've got the ace of hearts. Can't see any other aces. And then we've got one more, the ace of hearts. So the ace of hearts is going to be seeking the king of hearts. I don't know why. You can come up with your own dramatic story, or it could be a comedy story, whatever you would like. And what's going to happen is now that ace is going to be gone. The aces aren't near the top, and the aces aren't near the bottom. But if I spread the deck, oh man, this is starting to get, the deck doesn't spread as well as it used to. If I show you, all 4 aces are right here. It's kind of hard to see because they're clear, but there are precisely 3 cards interwoven in between each ace. And if we take a look at each one of these cards, they happen to be the 6 of diamonds, the 9 of diamonds, and the king of hearts. And I'm going to say that was probably a little tougher than usual than with opaque cards. I think it's much easier with opaque cards. With clear cards, it's a lot harder, I think. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane. Yeah, I think that one was tough. That one was actually pretty difficult, I think. Compared to some of the other ones with the clear cards. Speaking of clear cards, I was practicing a trick with clear cards. And you know what? Let's do it. All right. Well, actually, first I'm gonna do. You know what? Because I've been giving myself homework every week, and or like during a stream, and I like to do the coin matrix as well as the cardless coin matrix. But last week, I think I tried something. I forgot who mentioned it on stream, but it was a brilliant. I think it was Alstro Art, right? Yeah, Alstro Art. You were the one who said you should do the coin matrix with clear cards. And I was like, that's such a cool, good idea. So I actually kind of practiced it. So I'm going to warm up with the regular coin matrix first. And then we're going to go ahead and do the clear card coin matrix. And then we'll do the cardless. An interesting progression, right? It's like cards and coins. Then it's like clear cards and coins. And then it's just the coins, no cards. So we'll see if we can do that. You know what? I'm going to put even Magician's Choice so that it counts. All right. Okay, let's see if I can do it progressively and then see how it goes. All right, first things first. Regular version, 4 coins, 4 regular cards. All right, so first things first, I'm going to cover each coin with a card, and then we will go ahead and make the coins teleport from corner to corner. And so don't blink, they happen to move very quickly from here to there. 1, 2, 3. And then from here to there. 1, 2, 3. And then from here to there. 1, 2, 3. And there we have it. So that is the basic coin matrix. So now you know what's going to happen with this clear one. And you can kind of see them off in the corner over here because, so we're just going to go ahead and, so we've got 4 clear cards here. I will go ahead and cover each coin with a clear card. I'm going to make sure that they are all, and then of course we're going to go ahead and make these 2 coins jump from this corner, from here to there. All right, so 1, 2, and I don't know, 3. Then we're going to make this one go from here to there. 1, 2, and 3. Then we'll make this one jump from here to there. 1, 2, and 3. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got this and there. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and do the cardless version. And this will also include no clear cards either. So, all right. So from here to there, from here to there, from here to there. 1, 2, 3. And then from here to there. And then we do the cool finale, which is this 1, 2, and 3. And that, my friends, is the cardless coin matrix. I'm gonna say I don't think that one was as clean as I would have liked. Not as clean as I would have liked. So if you saw something, I might have accidentally given away the secrets of magic. But if you didn't, then that's okay. Looked good. Looked good. Shh. Don't tell anybody. So I think I have to practice both the clear card version. I might have seen something, but it's okay. I mean, hey, that lends credence to the whole I'm a practicing magician and not like black magic sorcery magician, right? So if anybody ever they'll just be like, yo, and then I'll be like, hey, look at this Twitch stream. I'm not a witch. It's okay. It's uh so thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, E Room, Felden Kane, and E Rooms with the nice. And also, I was trying something new. It was the clear cards thing. Sapphire Stern, welcome in. How's it going? Hi, thank you for the clap, Sapphire Stern. Hopefully, you're doing well. Good morning to you. Is it your morning? I believe it should be. So, Felden Kate says that's just what a witch would say. Well, yeah. All right. So that was the clear, and then we did the cardless coin matrix. So excellent. All right. Let's see. Next up. Actually, I don't know what, but if anybody wants to see anything, feel free to request. The queue is open, and sorry, there's a 90-second ad break. So right now in my house, we are renovating a room. Once that room is fully renovated, because I don't want to. So I wanted to stream this past week, but during the day, but there was like drills and hammering and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to stream when that's happening. So after that's done, potentially this week, then I can probably stream more during the week. Is my hope. So yes, it's morning here. Excellent. I remembered. It's morning. Also, let me see what tricks haven't I done in a while. There's a 4-month trick I have not done. All right, in a long time. Okay, we're gonna have to do this 4-month trick, everybody. Okay, I will need a volunteer that maybe would like to select a card. So let me know if anybody is interested in being a volunteer for this next trick. And then I've also let center of attention go to 3 months. Man, I should do this. I should do this. All right. I said that I would put my stream manager up so that I would know when the ad starts and is over. I mean, I guess I know when it starts. That's accurate, but I don't know when it ends. Okay. All right. Let me just double check, make sure that we are ready. Okay. Okay. E-Room says me. All right. Excellent. I should probably employ something for that. All right, E-Room. I don't want you to be affected by the words that I'm saying. So I just want you to follow the instructions, but if you want to slightly change what card you end up picking, that's okay. So I have laid out 8 cards here. because the name of the trick is called 8-card brainwave. So what's going to happen is I'm going to try and get on the same wavelength. Sorry, I got to do it up. Wavelength as you, eRoom. Okay? And so I'm going to try and read what you're going to pick. Now, if you think that I can predict which card you're going to pick, don't choose your first choice. Maybe don't even choose your second choice. Choose your third or your fourth choice. Okay? And so, out of these 8 cards, go ahead and pick one. And then once you have selected one, the screen won't break away. I will show you that I knew which one you would pick. So go ahead and let me know which card you're committing to picking. And the psychological manipulation may or may not have already begun. And also for everybody else, eRoom and I did not set anything up. I have one pick. Do I say it in chat? Yes. Go ahead and let us know which one you have picked, eRoom. And I will not break the camera away. This will remain. And go ahead and tell everybody, including me. So it's okay. It's okay to say. 7 of clubs. 7 of clubs, eRoom. So here you've selected the 7 of clubs. Now I just want to point something out to you, eRoom, because all of these cards are actually blue banked cards. All of these cards except for your chosen card, the 7 of clubs. Is that strange? That's very strange. And that, my friends, is the 8-card brainwave. Hopefully I got on eRoom's wavelength. Sorry, would that look better if I did it on this screen? Wavelength. I'm not a dancer, okay? Just give me a break. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, Sapphire Stern, eRoom. Thanks for the interaction, eRoom. You know, that's a good idea. I'm going to make a note. Maybe I should have like a volunteer thing like Jack does, because it definitely works out well for him. And you know what? Because I think I've structured my stream with the assumption that I would never get popular and not have people. And so like I can do most of my tricks without interaction. But this one requires it, basically. Because otherwise, if I just did what I wanted to do, then you would just say, oh, it was a setup. Like, Nam set it up, right? Like, so, yeah, okay, let me make a note. But thanks for that, eRoom. Oh no, okay. Thank goodness I did not hit the button that I almost hit. I minimized OBS. I was like, oh no, hopefully I didn't close it out, because you know when that happens. You don't want to close out OBS. That's the one thing. That's the one thing. All right. Obi-Wan, welcome in. Hello. Hello, Crazy Asian Chandler Magic Man, eRoom, and Felden Kane, says Obi-Wan. Welcome in, Obi-Wan. How are you doing today? Did you go to TwitchCon this year? I did not. No, I am at home. I have TwitchCon FOMO, fear of missing out. So, I mean, I guess I'm not really afraid of missing out, but I know that I'm missing a bunch of cool stuff. But yeah, between the travel. Originally, I was also still working, so it's like the time off, and then now the financial stuff because I'm unemployed, kind of thing. So I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna go do cross country trips until I feel like I'm financially ready. So Obi-Wan says, I didn't go. Yeah. Obi-Wan, let me know if you do come to a TwitchCon on this hemisphere sometime. So, and I'll try to make it that year too. But anyway, guys, we're not following our friend Obi-Wan. Please give Obi-Wan a follow. Let's see. I see Sapphire Stern has requested a trick. Let me go ahead and get ready for that one. It's like cross the ocean and like go half the globe. Yeah, it's kind of a long, like if you're gonna be there at TwitchCon, there's no excuse why I can't make it, right? So if you come, let me know. I'll try and make it that year. I presume that you would have to know it longer in advance than I do because you'd be making bigger travel plans. Okay, let me get ready for too many cards. Um, so here we go. Thanks for the shout out. One day. Yeah, one day. We'll see. But yeah. Oh yeah, you're welcome. No problem for the shout out. My pleasure. Okay, so this next trick requested by Sapphire Stern is called Too Many Cards. And maybe you'll know why. Alright, first things first. We have the ace, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 of hearts. So, here's what I'm going to do. I have the ace here. If I go ahead and I place the ace somewhere into the middle of the packet, let's say here, right? It's not on the top. It's not on the bottom, but if I just push it in, then I snap. That will bring the ace back up to the top. You know that it's the same one because I think basically all these cards are signed. So here, if you missed out, we'll do it again. I'm going to go ahead and take the ace, place it somewhere into the packet, push it in, snap, and that will bring it up to the top. Now you're probably wondering, man, I can't see what's going on. It's okay, it's a magic trick. You're not supposed to see what's going on. But if you think it'll make it more fair, I know that I have 5 cards and you only have 2 eyes. So there's too many cards here. So you know what? Let me go ahead and take one out. And maybe you'll be able to see what's going on. So here, I'm going to go ahead and take the 2. Once again, let me take the 2. I'm going to put it into the packet with the rest of the cards. You see that's not on the top. It's not on the bottom. But if I push it in there and I snap, that will bring the 2 back up to the top. And once again, if I take it and I put it into the packet and I snap, that will bring the 2 up to the top. I know what you're thinking. Nam, you have 4 cards and I only have 2 eyes. All right, I probably shouldn't have, but you know what? There's too many cards. Let me go ahead and take another card out. Okay. Let me do something a little bit different. So here we have the 3, the 4, and the 5 of hearts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the 3 in between the 4 and the 5. And instead of snapping, let me give it a shake. Now by giving it a shake, that's actually going to turn the 3 face down. But if I turn the 4 and the 5 face down, and I put the 3 in between it, and I give it a shake, that will turn the 3 face up. I know, is that strange? And to that you must be wondering, but Nam, how is that happening? I know. There's too many cards and you only have 2 eyes, so let me go ahead and remove one. Okay, so now we've just got the 4 and the 5. So here, let me take the 4 and I'm going to put it beneath the 5 like this. But if I snap, that will make the 4 jump back up to the top. I know, is that strange? That's very strange, right? Because if I show you the bottom, the 5 is still there. Okay, so, you know what? Let me go ahead and if I now clearly place the 4 on the bottom, you know what? I know at this point there's 2 cards and you have 2 eyes. So everything should be fair now, right? But you know what? I'm going to do you one more favor here. I'm going to go ahead and remove the 4. Okay, so what card is left in my hand? You know, the one thing that I didn't do yet is to hypnotize you. And I'm going to go ahead and use the pattern on the back of this card and say, this is not the 5 you are looking for. So now you would probably guess, if I asked you what card this is, you'd probably say, oh, it's the 5. And I would be like, you know, you're right, but it's not the 5 that you're thinking of, because if I show you, this is actually the 5 of spades and not the 5 of hearts. And that, my friends, is too many cards. Thank you kindly for the clap. Sapphire Stern, Feldenkane, E-Room. Yeah, when was the last time I did that one? I don't know if I did that one for a while. Too many cards. A month ago. So yeah, it's been a while since I did that one. All right, cool. Let's see. Next, I was looking for a particular trick for me to do. Thank you kindly for the claps. Obi-Wan. Because I want to do this one. Let me see here. Let me make sure I have it. I should probably separate my packet tricks. So I have these small packets of cards. And like half of these are not tricks that I do on stream. So I should probably separate them. Or if I do keep them together, maybe leave them all like in alphabetical order or something. Okay, this next trick I want to do is one that I haven't done for 3 months, so we're going to do it so I can have it be more current. It's called Center of Attention, and haven't done it for 3 months apparently. All right, so here we go. Center of Attention. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards here, and they're the 4 aces. Not surprising, they're the 4 aces. So what I want to do is I want to ask you which card has a is probably the most narcissistic, that's the most egotistical, that is basically full of itself. And if you said the Ace of Spades, I think you would be correct because, well, it is. And so, yeah, that's now. Here's kind of what I want to do um, with this now. What we will do now is we are going to go ahead and I want to take the Ace of Spades and we're going to go ahead and turn it over. And I'm trying to remember how to do the trick. I guess it's been 3 months, so it always wants to be on the camera, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and try and remove it from the camera. And here's how we're going to remove it, okay? So I'm going to leave it right here. And I'm going to place it into the cards here, okay? So let's go ahead and place it. I just have to remember where I want to put it. Right here. There we go. Now, I'm probably going to put this trick on my boss trick so that I remember it next week. But because it wants to be the center of attention, it wants to be on camera. Even though I put it in face down, it's going to turn itself face up. I know, this is a little bit weird because I'm going to go ahead and place this face down into the packet again. It still just wants to be on the camera, and so it's going to turn itself face up. I know, that's super weird, right? Well, here's the other thing. Now if I am going to remove it from the main camera, I'll bring it up here so you can still see it in the little square that's up here. But, so look, if I just go ahead and I bring this up here, I've taken the ace of spades out, but actually, I don't know if you know, it still wants to be on camera, because if I show you, it's actually one card on my hand and all the other cards have disappeared. Because now if I show you, all of the other cards have swapped places with this, and it's now in my hand. Is that strange? That's very strange, right? And that, my friends, is a slightly scuffed version of Center of Attention. I think it's mostly still okay. I was not happy that I had to do a quick peek. I'm like, oh, wait. But otherwise, I don't think I messed up the magic. I was just like, I should know this trick better, kind of. But the good news, I didn't reveal any secrets of magic. So that's good. That's always good. Even if it's a little stumbly, but I think it's fine. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you thought that was fine. Thank you, Kenley, for the claps. Felden Kane, Sapphire Stern, E-Room. Thank you for the claps. Okay. Let's see here. I'm thinking about ending maybe in like 20 minutes or so. So let's do last call. If anybody wants to see any more magic, feel free to request any. I did see one more 3-month trick that I haven't done. So I'll at least do that one. Assuming I don't mess that one up either. Actually, I haven't done this one in a while either. I mean, it says 3 months, which is why I was like, I should probably do it. Like, but this trick I consider like a semi-original. The plot is not an original plot, but the plot is like the story of the trick. But the handling, everything about the trick where like you mechanically do it, I kind of had to come up with it entirely new. Alright, let me see here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, ace. Okay. Alright, so this trick is revolver fully loaded, and the original version of the trick is called revolver, which uses 4 cards, but this version I use 6 cards because in a revolver there's usually 6 bullet chambers. So here we've got ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of diamonds. Now we're going to fire off each bullet, and when we fire off each bullet, we're going to make our hand gun, and we're going to make our hand fingers go bang. And I don't know if you heard, but when I fired that off, our first bullet, the ace, will turn itself face down. Oh, Sapphire Stern, thank you for the bang. Thank you kindly. So here we've got the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2, and the 6, but here is our ace. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and fire off our second bullet and make our hand and go bang. And we're going to see if bang! Oh, thank you for the bang, Sapphire Stern. Man, Sapphire Stern is firing up all the bangs, because now we've got a 5, a 4, a 3, a 6. Here's our 2, because there's our ace. Now we're going to have to fire off the third bullet, making our finger guns. And we go bang. I'm actually wondering if oh! Sapphire Stern beat E-Room to the draw. E-Room's usually the one who's always like, yeah, he's going to fire. But we've got the 5, the 4, the 6, here's the ace, and here's the 2, and the 3 is now face down. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fire off the fourth one now, and we're going to go ahead and make our finger guns and go bang. Oh! E-Room's got the cat, but Sapphire Stern's got the draw. Thank you, Sapphire Stern. And so now we have the 5. Here's a 2, ace, 6, and here's our 3. So there's our 4. And then finally, and we're gonna. Oh, sorry, not finally. That was the 4th one. So we need our 5, right? So now we're gonna go ahead and fire off our 5. Is anyone faster than Sapphire Stern for the draw? Bang! All right. Nope. Sapphire Stern still got it. So here we have our 6, ace, 2, 3, 4, and there's our 5. And now our final bullet. So this is the final bullet in the chamber. We've got one more. This is your last bullet. You got to use it wisely. Bang! I don't know if you guys saw, but now the 6 will turn itself face down because here's our 4, our 3, our 2, our ace. There's our 6, and here's our 5. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but each time we shot a bullet, we saw red, so there was a lot of blood. A lot of blood each time we shoot a bullet. Wait, hold on. I'm going to turn the 6 back over. So here's, but you may have thought that when you shot each bullet, the first one, the second one, the third one, the 4th one, and the 5th one, and the 6th one, that they were all bullets that connected and shot people and made people bloody. Actually, that was an illusion, because this is just a magic trick, and everybody still has their blue uniforms, because if I show you, everybody still has actually all of their blue uniforms on. No blood, and that, my friends, is revolver fully loaded. Thank you kindly for that request and for all of the sound alerts, Sapphire Stern. And thank you kindly for the claps, Sapphire Stern, E-Room, Felden Kane. Thank you kindly. And also Sapphire Stern's got the wowie! Wow! That was my attempt at wow. Sorry, bad breath. I didn't brush my teeth yet because I brushed my teeth right before bed. It's almost the end of my day. All right, let's see here. And then we also have a request from Charlie's Beats for Overture. Okay, let's see here. Well, clearly we will use the black aces and red something. Red kings? Sure. Because, so Overture is a quick, relatively simple trick as far as like execution. I did put up a tutorial for this on my YouTube, and I made it public for 2 weeks, and then I think it's now off. But I mean, if you end up becoming a channel member on my YouTube, you can still see it. But I do teach. I'm starting to teach secrets. I'm starting to, and I'm providing a free tutorial every like 2 weeks. So I think that's sustainable. I won't burn out even while I'm doing other stuff. So like trying to find a job and all that stuff. But I'm also thinking I should. So actually, I still think I have a TikTok command, but it's like, oh no, I don't. Okay. So I thought that I did, but I said, oh, I don't have a TikTok. I think it was like a joke command. It's like, oh, I'll never get a TikTok or something. But I'm actually thinking I might get a TikTok. Not because I desire more, but I think because TikTok might give me more eyes of a different demographic, and then hopefully channel them to my YouTube, which is the hope. So, and as creator, like if I end up trying to do the creator thing instead of like if I don't get a software job, then you know that'll be the hope. Anyway, okay. So here we've got 2 red kings, 2 black aces. And what we're going to do is I'm going to turn the 2 black kings sorry, 2 red kings, 2 red kings face down. I'll take the 2 black aces and put them in between the 2 red kings. If I just reverse count them, they will still be in the same situation. The 2 black aces will still be face up in between the 2 red kings that are face down. But if I just do a magical shake like this, if I hold this packet and I shake it, this shaking actually changes the packet because now the 2 red kings are face up in the middle and the 2 black aces are face down. Man, kings and aces. I don't know why I'm mixing them up, but here, I'll just show you. Again, we're going to do the whole thing. I won't even say anything. No, that's all. I'll say some things. All right. Red kings face up in the middle. No magic. Still face up in the middle. All right. Now, if I go ahead and I do a magic shake, the magic shake actually changes everything. Now black aces face up in the middle. Boom. All right. Very minimal. Hopefully easy to follow. Sorry. um, the keyboard grinder. Excellent. Still hanging out after the raid. Thank you for the raid and hanging out. And what's that? Neko! If anybody didn't know, Neko means cat in Japanese. I think, is it pronounced Neko? Neko, right? I'm not very well versed. Everything that I've learned about Japanese is from anime, so. Watashi wa nam desu. Tsunami. Oh. If I was referring to my mom, Kasan, or my brother, Aniki. Hi! Keeper Grinder's like, ha ha ha! I mean, I don't know. I do remember, let me see, who is it? So I watched one of my favorite animes, and I don't think it's empirically considered an awesome anime, but people who love it really love it. Initial D. And so there's this line, Inuka, Autuka, which is like inside and outside because they're talking about cars drifting and taking inside lines and outside lines. But I remember because the scene is so epic, and I'm like, Inuka, Autuka, and I'm just like, oh, it's yeah. Um, so yeah, as I said, I've learned some things, mostly random disparate words. All right. If anybody wants to request anything, last call. I know we did last call like a little bit ago, but we'll do one more last call, and then if nobody wants anything, then we'll still do. I'll pick a finale trick. Hey, welcome in. First time chat. J Ford, 4213. Tofu car for the win. Yo, my mention of initial D drew J Ford out of lurk to mention tofu car for the win. That's right. Oh man, yeah. So for anybody who has never seen Initial D, it is an anime about street racing where the main protagonist is like a young boy who does tofu deliveries, and his car is an '86 Trano Toyota, and it has like Fujiwara Tofu Shop like plastered on the side of it, and yet he is considered one of the fastest drivers on this mountain range. It's Akina. At least it's a fictional mountain range. I heard later that it was actually based on a real mountain range. I forgot the real name. It's like Hakioran. I don't remember, but Keyboard Grind says I love Initial D. I used to play the game. Yeah, so I played the arcade game. We have an anime store here, so they have the Initial D version 3 arcade game. So I played that. I played the Initial D um, card game, so the collectible card game. I actually have Initial D cards. Actually, I have some magic tricks on my YouTube channel uh, that are Initial D themed. Hold on, let me just pull that up really quick because I know that now that there's some people in chat who are like, "Oh my God, they know what Initial D is." Okay, hold on. Let me see. Initial D. All right. Okay. Do I have a playlist? I hope I have a playlist. If I just Initial D If not, oh yeah, okay. Nam's Magic with initial D, glorious. All right, I'll copy link address. All right. Okay, I have five. Yeah, thank you for getting my YouTube, Felden Kane. This is so this link that I'm posting here. That's a playlist of my 5 magic tricks where I do card tricks with initial D cards, like from the collectible card game. So if anyone wants to check those out, I've got 5 of them. It was a little bit before I got this stream set up, so it was before it looked like you can see the mess in my basement. Just like, but you know what? It doesn't matter. My love for initial D is still there. But yeah, so yeah, and I own so the original Tokyo Pop dub was horrible because not only did the card game base its English names on that, so it's like every character has like 2 names, which the main character, it makes sense. His name is Takumi, but like they call him Tak, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. But like all the other Japanese names, they completely changed them to be other names, and I'm like, oh, what's Itsuki's name? Oh, his name's Iggy, and I'm like, oh, that no, that doesn't work. And then like, what's Ryosuke's name? It's like Rio, and I'm like, no, that's so American. And then at least in the new dub, like there's this other dubbing company that do the save. If you've ever seen like the green, um, like the green spine on the DVD box or whatever, it's Save, SAVE. I forgot which company does that, but they made a much better dub. They didn't change the names, and I'm like, okay, thank goodness the music's still there. Actually, if I recall, the Tokyo Pop dub, I don't know if they changed the music to be horrible, because obviously one of the amazing things about Initial D is the music, which is Eurobeat. The way I explain it to people is Eurobeat. It's sung in English by the Italians, made for the Japanese, and it was that's the way you describe Eurobeat. All right. But anyway, thank you for saying tofu car for the win, Jay Ford, because I probably wouldn't have gone on that long of a tangent if you didn't say that. So yeah, but yeah, I love Initial D, so it's a fun time. It's good. May not age well, especially as far as like cars and stuff. And also maybe in like 50 years there won't be any cars that we drive, or certainly no manuals, and there will be electric cars. Like, so yeah, it's such a bad dub, but it's such a fun show. Yeah, love the music so much. I agree, Jay Ford. I agree. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Initial D. So here's the thing: I was never into like driving. To me, learning how to drive was just get from A to B. Like I wasn't into cars. Like I didn't know much about car internals. Like at the time, this was like almost 20 years ago. It's like ask me what a carburetor was. I didn't know what a carburetor was. However, I watched all of Initial D at the time, which I think it made it through season 2.5, like the special battle stage or whatever, and then like stage 3, which was so people think of them as seasons. So Initial D is weird. Stage 1 is Initial D season 1, but it's like 24 or 26 episodes. Thank you for nerding out with me. Oh yeah, absolutely. And then Keyboard Grinder's got some Japanese that I legitimately cannot read Japanese. I have only heard it. So, but yeah, and then stage 2, which a lot of people thought was season 2, but it was like half of a season, so it was like only 13 or 14 episodes long. And then there was like a special stage in between stage 2 and 3, and then stage 3 wasn't really a season; it was just a movie. Which by the way, it was a good movie. Like I liked it. Oh, that's the tofu shop. Oh, okay. So that says tofu shop written on his car. Got it. And then and then so first of all, this show it's a Japanese anime. Then there was a live action movie called Initial D, and it was a Chinese live action movie. And I watched it, and I'm just like, oh man, like it wasn't like so bad that I hated it, but it was just like it was very cringy to me. And then eventually season 4 came out, and that was like I think a full 24 episodes or whatever. Yeah, so bad, says Jay Ford. I know, right? Believe it or not, there is an Initial D cafe in Vancouver. They serve sweet tofu. Oh, all right. All right, Winston, if I'm ever out in Vancouver, I mean, first of all, if I'm out in Vancouver, I'm probably just going to let you know and be like, yo, I'm going to be out in Vancouver. What are you doing? But yeah, if you ever visit Vancouver, I'm taking you there. Yo! All right, awesome. Well, first order of business, I have to get employment for money, and then we'll go from there. Or I have to become more successful at streaming and YouTube. But yeah, in either case, all right. Yeah. So Initial D, love it. I just told you like the weird brief history of Initial D that I know. I got into it from college. My friend loved it, and he was like, "Hey," and he was into cars. Oh yeah. Just to cut to the after I got into Initial D, and um, I decided because I'd only driven automatic cars up until then. I decided next car I learn how to drive, I want to learn how to drive a manual, and then I did. And so my friend taught me in his car. I learned for I just basically had like 2 sessions with him, and then I bought a new car because I needed a new car, but I decided to get a manual. I got it, and then he drops me off and is like, "Okay, you're gonna be okay," and I'm like, "I think so." And I kind of struggle. I stalled like 4 or 5 times on the way home, but I managed to get home in the manual car the first time picking it up by myself, and I was so proud of that. But then, obviously after like a week of driving the car, it's like, oh, I know how to drive a manual now. It's like perfect. Like so, yeah. So this is an interesting thing about anime. It gets you passionate enough that it makes you do things that you wouldn't have normally done. I would have never learned how to drive a manual if it was not for this anime. I don't street race just purely through the fact that the sheer cost of like maintenance on your vehicle and like the risk of danger, not just like to myself but also like legal danger. And I'm just like, yeah, that's not worth it. So, but anyway, man, I've just gone on along about Initial D, but you know what? That was glorious. So, I do have to do a finale trick, and so I will go ahead and do. You know what? We're gonna do, uh, and maybe I'll theme it as. I'm gonna try to theme this as an Initial D trick. That should be that should be good. Let's go ahead and close the queue. Let's unpin this. Okay. All right. And then where was I? Okay, so we'll do the disclaimer, we will do the finale trick, and then I don't like to end the stream on a trick that I mess up on. So if I mess this up, we're doing another finale trick. But until um, then we'll find somebody to raid. Okay. So here we go. Thank you everybody for coming out tonight and hanging out with me tonight. Thank you so much to everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you requested a trick, clicked on the heat map. Oh, actually, we didn't have any heat maps today. If you picked a card, if you chatted in chat, did a sound alert, redeemed a redeem. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun for me. Thank you for all the support tonight. Thank you for the raid from the Keyboard Grinder. Once again, guys, if you're not following our friend the Keyboard Grinder, definitely give Winston a follow. Especially if you like jazz music, because the Keyboard Grinder can improvise a bunch of jazz in addition to actually playing a bunch of jazz pieces. So, and one thing that I don't give the Keyboard Grinder enough, because like he has also written his own songs. I've heard a few of them, but I always request this one specific song from him, which is a Cowboy Bebop song. So that's, but he does like this amazing rendition of the version. Nala Tanuki, thank you for the slow mo trick. You're welcome. Uh, Lillian, I revealed a secret of magic for you. Oh, thanks for the shout out, man. Oh yeah, no problem. I mean, thanks for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who showed support today. Like I don't normally have a hype train like every stream, so it was very hype today. I'll let you guys know. So thank you guys. Thank you, Huma, Andrew War, Alstro Art, Charlie's Beats. Um, let's see, Nala Tanuki, and the keyboard grinder. Thank you guys for all your support today. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. Thank you for streaming. Yeah, you helped me finish my presentation. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad I could help you finish your presentation. Um, let's see. Thank you also to all of the lurkers out there. I guess up until I mentioned initial D, J Ford was a lurker, but now J Ford has said a few things in chat. But importantly, magic is one of those few art forms where if I am practicing magic here at home alone, there's no magic happening. The magic has to happen in your mind. So lurkers always appreciated. So thank you. Um, Also, if anybody is curious and wondering if it was black magic, sorcery, or if I made any deals with the devil, we did a couple devil's tricks today. But it's none of those things. This is all sleight of hand presentation. And, just to put it bluntly, I lied to your face on the stream. That's what I do. So, but it's, some people would say that magic is like the most honest profession because you know that when you come to a magic show, they will lie to your face. But at the end of the day, you are not going to leave like, millions of dollars poorer or anything. Like we are purely doing this for entertainment, and that's what it's meant to be. So, you pay for the tickets, you get entertained by being lied to. Like that's that's basically what it is. And here in Twitch, it's free, right? Like, so, um, but yeah, so if anybody wants to see more of me and I'm not around, please check out my YouTube channel. I recently hit 2,000 YouTube subscribers, so definitely give me a subscribe on my YouTube channel if you would like, preferably on this one. I do have another channel where all of the VODs that fall off of retention here end up going to. That's a separate channel. I don't care about the subscriber count on that one. I do on my main one though. But I have over 300 magic tricks on my main channel, and I put a few other things up there too. So definitely check me out. And then also, if you guys are not following our mods, I'd like to thank the mods for hanging out today. So Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan the Magic Man, one of the other few magicians on Twitch that has a regular magic schedule. Give him a follow and catch him on Mondays where he does Magic Mondays. And if you catch him other times, he might be playing retro games, community games, or Grand Theft Auto. And also, if you are not following our friend and mod GipsonLens, GipsonLens, he did chime in earlier tonight, but I know he's busy. He's out at TwitchCon, enjoying TwitchCon today. So definitely give GipsonLens a follow. He is a pianist, composer, and has put out his own album of his own originals that he's composed earlier this year. And his game, not like he works for Double Fine, and so Double Fine just put out a game that they've been working on Friday called Keeper. Let's check it out. And then also finally, I think is that it? I think I just went through everything. Okay, so we will do the finale trick, and then we will find somebody to raid. Okay, so here we go. This trick is normally called Imagine, but I guess I'm going to try and theme this as initial D. All right, so here we've got a few jokers. These jokers are going to be the people on your racing team. So here we've got Itsuki and whoever. Oh man, his American name is Cole. Hold on, I've got it. Ikatani. All right, so. And hold on, I need a third character. Kenji. All right. So here we've got Itsuki, Kenji, oh no, sorry, that's Natsuki, and then here's Ikatani, right? Okay. So I just want you to remember that Natsuki is not part of the racing team. You can see she's a red back card, but everybody else is a blue back card. And now Takumi is in this situation where he's like, "Hey, I want to see Natsuki," and so here he tries to find Natsuki, but she isn't immediately available because she has to get picked up by. And by the way, if anybody watches the anime, there's going to be a bunch of stuff where the language was a little bit weird if you didn't read between the lines initially. I didn't figure this out until later because the translation was so bad. But Natsuki, which ends up being Takumi's love interest, isn't able to be found all the time. But right now, she just drove through the table, the mat, threw my hand back into my hand into the packet. And so, look, if we look amongst the a.k.a. team, we'll see that, oh, look, Natsuki has reappeared. And so if we take a look, there she is. But she's going to drive off again. However, Takumi wants to see her again. And so we'll be able to find her back amongst the a.k.a. team, because now this is where she ends up hanging out now. But she does find a way to disappear. And now, but Takumi is like, yeah, I still want to see you. And actually, if I recall, there's one episode where like everybody is trying to look for Natsuki because she can't be found. And so if we take a look uh, at this red card, Natsuki is not there. And so, but actually, if I recall, everybody ends up going to look for Takumi because he's missing, but also because everybody else is missing. So if we take a look, this was supposed to be the a.k.a. team, right? But here's Iketani, he's gone. Here's Kenji, he's gone too. And then, of course, we should be able to find Itsuki, right? But no, he is also missing. And that, my friends, is probably the strangest, most nerdy, geeky version of this trick that I've ever done. But themed as Initial D. And so there we go. That, my friends, is I'll call that a successful Initial D themed trick finale. So I'm not gonna lie, the most difficult part of that is trying to. So like I haven't watched Initial D for like probably 7 years. So I was just trying to remember everybody's name. Like, um, a keyboard grinder says, "Yo, where is she?" I know, right? Where is she? I don't know. She keeps on running off in the series, right? With her. So part of the language of that was with her dad, and later we find out it's not really her dad. Shh. All right. But we will not talk about that right now at the end of the stream. Maybe another time. Maybe like earlier in the stream. But thank you kindly for the claps. Nala Tanuki, the keyboard grinder, J4, Sapphire Stirred, Felded Kane, E-Room, and Sheffy XO. Welcome in. How's it going? Um, Heating up. Thank you kindly for the emote. And I know you just got here, but that was the finale trick for today. So, oh, did Sheffy come in with the raid? Or anyway, yes. But anyway, if anybody wants to see this, the VOD will be up. I know that some magicians like don't put their VODs up, and I'm like, it's fine. Like, I'll leave it up. No big deal. So if anybody wants to check that out, feel free. And don't worry, Nala Tanuki, I will go back and I will highlight that slow-mo for you. So, and then, all right. So with that, let's find somebody to raid. I know that there are some people streaming. There were a lot of people when I checked earlier. I just said like a lot. But let's find somebody to go to. You might have just heard an echo from me. Okay. I do. Let me pull up my stream spreadsheet. Yes, if it's not unsurprising, I have a stream spreadsheet. How else am I supposed to keep track of things for streaming? All right, let's see. We've got some of our usual friends. We've got some other people. Oh, we've got. Wait, have I ever rated this person? Maybe once. Rated out to Raiders Inn. Oh, I've only rated to this person once. Back in May. All right, so that's a prime candidate right there. I know we rated this person more recently. All right, so today, guys, I think. Hold on, let me also click and make sure they're still going. And it looks like. Oh yeah, okay. He's been going for a couple hours, but I think we can raid over there. All right, so today we're going to be raiding our friend P1TM, musician. Oh, thank you, Kylie, for the glorious emote, Alsto Art. Thank you. All right, so today we're going to be raiding our friend P1TM, musician, and we've hung out with him in some other streams before. The Trick Nerd! Yay, the list is empty. What? There's no list? That explains everything. Oh yeah, we're raiding out. So But welcome in the Truck Nerd. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Good to see you. So yeah, we're going to be raiding. So here's a raid call for everybody if you're not subbed, if you would like to copy it. Here's a sub raid call if you are subbed. If you want to copy that. We're going to be raiding our friend P1TM. And then if you're left behind, I know sometimes that still happens. And then let me officially start the raid. And then let me also copy a raid call. So one thing I sometimes forget, it's like, copy my own raid call. All right. So, all right. But yeah, P1TM, musician, and chill stream. So the title is Covers and Rambling. So there we go. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. Thank you for the raid, Keyboard Grinder. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Hopefully, everybody had fun. I certainly did. I also woke up for the hype train, so thank you for the hype train. Because before my energy level was like boo, and then after my energy level was like ah. So yeah, and then I think I could tell people were laughing at the slow mo. So I will make sure that that gets highlighted. Anyway, everybody, great seeing you all. Take care. Remember to hydrate, remember to stretch, and remember to sleep well because we all know how difficult it is to get good sleep nowadays. So, great seeing everybody. Take care. Bye.